everybody. We in the field now. Me and the cubs out here in the field. All right, let me tell you what I got going, how I'm gonna do things this year. It's last year I laid it out good. Just took the old Covington, went through here, all this was corn, all that was rows. Well, I'm doing things a little bit different this year. As you know, I planted my potatoes up here. They're coming up and looking good. I come in here and made my rows. I put me a center plow right here, as you can see on the tractor. Let's see if I can zoom in on there a little bit. Still got my cultivators on the back. I left them on there to mark the row, cut a row, move down track. So this is gonna be a row. That's where the cultivator was laying. This is gonna be a row. That's where the cultivator was laying. This is gonna be a row. That's where the cultivator was laying. Anyways, there's 9 rows. But I'm splitting this field in half. The other end's gonna be Jimmy Red. Down here's gonna be my sweet corn in this other field. So yeah, I'm making things difficult on myself. There's no doubt about that. I am making things difficult. But here's what I'm gonna do. I done laid my rows out, know where everything's gonna be. So I'm gonna lay fertilizer in these rows I just cut in. And I'm gonna mark the rows real good with my iron over there. It's an orange tape, so I know exactly where I done it. Got them pretty good and straight too. And then I'm gonna drag it with that cross tie on the back of his tractor and smooth it back out again. Then I'm gonna come back tomorrow, I guess. Getting kind of late tonight to do it. Come back tomorrow, and I'm gonna put me a little narrow trench in there. And then I'm gonna, of course, I gotta divide the field in half. Put me a little narrow trench in there, 1 or 2 inches deep. And then I'm gonna roll my seed in it with the earthway. And I'm probably just gonna have to come back and cover it up with a rake, the way I figured. So that's how I'm gonna plant my garden this year. Now, the biggest, most aggravating thing I think I got to deal with right now is I do not have a fertilizer for the cub. Boy, wished I did. I mean, right now, that's what I'd do. I'd be running down there putting that fertilizer in. Maybe the seed too, if I had a seeder. But it's hard, you know. The problem is I got to do half the field, one and half the other. But I could fertilize the whole field at one time. And I could lay by with it, but I do not have a fertilizer for it. I'm looking. I have my hands on one, but it just needed a lot of work. I left it alone. Probably should have bought it. I'm not gonna say it was overpriced. It just wasn't ready to put to work, and I kind of wanted something to put to work. Well, all right, let me get busy. All right, guys, I've been at it. I've got my rows cut in, ready to put seed in tomorrow. I'll come in here and I'll measure the length of this. I split it in half. Put corn on the far end. I'm gonna do my okra, probably 3 rows. Probably 3 rows of squash. I may finish it out with 3 rows of pole beans. Something like that anyways. Subject to change. And then I got this field over here, which I really didn't do anything with today. But I'll try to get it done tomorrow. I think I'll do a little bit better job. My cultivators on the back, all I really got them on the ground for is just to mark the road where I can move down the right distance. I had them a little too deep in the ground over here, so it's hard to tell from difference between the road and where the cultivators were. But anyways, so I put the fertilizer in the ground, went back through it with my tractor to kind of mix the fertilizer in with the dirt, put the cross tie on it over there and smoothed it out. And then of course I had marked the rows too, and then I come back and just recut them in. So I should have cut my row in right back on top of the fertilizer. Now all I gotta do is get that earthway seeder, just click, 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 click. Next thing you know, this garden will be planted. Then we got this one, And then we got our wicking tubs that we're working on. Got 2 of them built, a couple of them partially built. I got all the parts cut for 6 or 8 of them. Got to make a run to the home improvement store and get me some 4-inch drain tile to put in the bottom. And we'll see how that works. I'm gonna make the water level adjustable to where if I don't feel like I'm getting enough water, I can actually raise it up some. So that's the one thing I'm gonna do a little bit different than what I've been seeing on the internet. And that's just where the drain is. I'm gonna put a little, anybody could do it, put a little elbow in it and turn it up a little bit. You could raise the water level, 1 inch right there. So I'm gonna do something like that. And it'll be tomatoes. I would like to put some tomatoes in the ground out here. I generally have done tomatoes in containers. I'd say I've probably done both. Last year done them all in containers. But I'd like to put some in the ground. But anyways, this day is done. I'm headed to the house. I will kind of bring this next part of this video in tomorrow.